Andrew,
Yes.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm here.
Unfortunately, Dan Carroll was not able to be here,
There's
but
a lot more room in here.
I want to say the world is full of fucking shitbags.
It's a shitty world, my friend.
We're going to discuss a couple, but there's a lot of bad shit going on in the world. And I try to pull at least one, maybe two lighthearted things for the show. And I couldn't find anything. It was just nothing but fucking despair and death. And we're going to talk about it, whether you like it or not.
Hit it.
On the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast.
Great intro.
We have an intro that was made by none other than this guy.
That's
we
why
got to give
it's
him
great.
credit or else he whines.
No, I'm gonna whine anyway.
Yeah, you will. You definitely will.
Hey, we got a lot of elbow room in here today.
Dano
Dan,
has
no
radio tonight.
No
so-
disrespect, Dan, but there's a large presence missing here.
But Andrew, how was your day? Let's start out there.
Painted. I got some paint on me.
Oh,
Some paint on my shorts.
What
I'm
were you
kinda
painting?
pissed.
what were you painting?
Dude, I have louvered doors in
Ooh.
my old house. They look and they're a mother to paint.
Yes, they are.
So I've been going through and painting a door, every couple of days. And you got to flip it and you got drips on this. Anyway, so I'm painting doors. It's not a big deal, but it's just it's tedious.
It's a pain in the ass. I hate
don't
painting.
like painting.
I would rather hit my dick with a ball peen hammer than paint.
I'd rather you hit with your dick with a ball peen hammer too.
I know. I'm
but
sure.
I just don't like painting.
Yeah.
I'm not a big painter guy. I pay these people to paint but this is something I can do. So anyhow, that was my day. It's a nice day. I hit the gym.
Yeah, it's gorgeous out today.
Gorgeous day. I'm sorry to hear. Let me check the forecast really quick, but I think it's going to rain this weekend, but we do need the rain. After all that rain that we have, we do need the rain here in Cincinnati.
I did feel like we were living in Seattle for a little bit.
It was a bit, but let's see the forecast. And the reason I say, oh my God, I am so sorry. Sunday is going to be 65% chance of thunderstorms and
Boo.
rain.
Boo.
What about the Pride picnic?
Oh my gosh.
Pride picnic's going to get rained on. No rainbows at the Pride
There'll be
picnic.
a lot of sugar melting.
I know we didn't talk about it, but I got online and someone sent me a picture and like the top two sponsors, and they had to keep extending their silent auction because nobody's bidding on their shit at this Pride festival, which is just a joke. And don't get me started on this Pride shit. Listen, I don't care. I'm going to say this out loud. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I really don't give a shit. Do what you want, where you want to, like in the privacy of your home. I don't give a shit. But what I do give a shit about is you cramming it down my throat.
Yeah.
And you saying you must accept this as just as normal as your thing. Look, that's what you want to do. Have at it. I really don't care. Okay. I just don't care. But what I do care is you're not going to tell me I'm wrong for having my opinion about it. So I can love the sin. I'm sorry. I could love the sinner and not love the sin. I think that's in the Bible somewhere.
I believe
I'm
so.
not sure.
I mean, I'm not very versed.
Somebody,
No pun intended. I'm not very versed in the Bible, but
somebody can correct me. I think it's second somebody. And at the end of the day, it is so the top two sponsors of Anderson, whatever it's called, East Side Pride, is our two new trustees. Go figure that one out. So they're bending over and kissing the ring and or the ass of the radical left base that helped get them elected.
you remember we talked about a couple weeks ago when it was brought out that people were asking questions on were they paying for the police officers?
We still don't know those answers.
Well, I saw a post, but I haven't seen it like
it's on Facebook.
legit.
Got to be true.
Right. I haven't seen it legit, but there was talk that everything is going to be taken care of by them. Now, I would like
Well,
I would like to see the receipts.
I will tell you this. Afterwards, I hope they keep very good records, because afterwards there will be records requests
I'm
made.
sure.
And I would like to know if any township resources are used to pay for this. And the reason I say that is because when I was in office, I couldn't imagine doing, hey, there's a pick a deal. I mean, pick something.
A Greek reunion.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be perfect.
I'm
not making fun of you. I'm being serious.
That would be I was thinking something a little more risque, or controversial, because Greek reunion is not. But that's fine. I wouldn't ask the township
but you wanted that public space.
I would say, I would not say, hey, listen, I've got a grant. We have to support the Greek family reunion, and because it's a great event, and I would like the township to use resources to do it. Why? Because not everybody in the township is Greek. Well, on the same token, not everybody in the township is gay, LGBTQ plus minus skyhook. I don't care what it is. They're not. And the fact that their mantra is, we just want to make sure it's township's welcoming for all. Well, the township's been welcoming for all. It's why you moved here, you dope. I mean, really? What if I was a hillbilly out by Afroman's house in Adams County, and I moved into suburbanite and became a suburbanite? Yeah. I mean, it's I would feel welcome. Well, the township, the reason Anderson's so busy, and the reason these people move here and vote like they still live from where they came, from whence they came, is because the township is very welcoming. That's just the fact. But I love how the left, and there's this guy that they immediately go to the fact that it's exclusive. Oh yeah. And the thing is, it's like they want to be welcoming to everybody but conservatives. I mean, it's like, because you conservatives are closed-minded. I'm like, that's everywhere. You realize that by saying that, you're kind of being what you're accusing us of being, right? You just want to make sure, and we are not exclusive in that regards. But there's a guy online, Sean Martin. Maybe you've heard of him. Mm-hmm. He's got he's got a little page. It's a cute little thing. He calls himself a blogger. The blogger. I think he works for the Playhouse. And Sean Martin has a unique obsession with all things gay. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's living a lie. I don't know if there's just a closet he can't find his way out of. But he's posting about it, and he's championing it. And, I personally think, my opinion, I think this whole Pride Month thing is wearing really thin with people. I really, really do. I don't have a problem. I see it. I don't disagree with you, but I don't completely agree, because it's so funny, because I feel like it goes in waves. Oh, so you think it's just cyclical? It just seems like it. I remember when I was younger, like high school and whatever, it was just a fucking absolute huge deal. Then it was died. A huge deal. Yeah. I remember, back, I graduated in 98. So yeah, I missed that. 94 to 98. It just seemed, and granted, I was in high school, so I didn't know as much. Were you that I forgot now? Curious? No, absolutely not. I mean, it's one time in prison, but that's a whole other podcast. But no, it does seem cyclical, but now, because the political climate is so fucking rough, that I feel like it's raged its head again to a point. But I agree with you that there are a lot of people that were behind it, that they're like, a perfect example is our friend Lady Maga, who we've had on, Dan's had on the radio, we've had on the podcast. He's like, we don't need a whole fucking month. He goes, I'm a gay man. I get it. I have friends. Because I dress up like Barbie. I get it. I have people that I converse with. I have people that I know that are gay, and they're like, you know what? I'm just a normal person who has different preferences. I don't need to be, and that's okay. And that's fine. But I don't need to be put on some sort of platform like, hey, look at me. The other thing I don't get, and maybe somebody can comment, I don't know, but I always struggle with when I see how much I should post, because I see like report after report, and it's like, hey, so-and-so has been busted for child pornography, and he was head of the so-and-so, like the LB whatever. And I'm like, oh, go figure. And I've got a big problem. You can do what you want as an adult, but I have a really big problem when it comes to kids. And that's where, I draw the line at kids. And I don't understand how these a lot of these, not all of them, but like this story time with trannies that one failed local bookstore was trying to do there. Yeah. I don't get that. I whatever floats your boat, but I just don't like it shoved down my throat. I don't agree with
it's kind of ironic.
Well, I know, and I was going, but
you thought that was going to go under the rug.
No, I don't agree. I'll tell you this: I don't agree that you should paint sidewalks rainbow. And people are like, well, why not? I'm like, well, because that has connotations, and that's public space. And okay, so if you say I'm going to paint it rainbow, well, what's the next month? What are you going to paint it the next month? And then the next month, what are you going to paint?
How many Confederate flags have been taken down? And I'm not saying I advocate
a lot because they find it offensive, right? And so, and the same logic can be applied that someone might find the rainbow symbol in what it's now been co-opted to stand for offensive. And I can't disagree with that. I am struggling with some of these local churches. Hey, St. Tim's, how you doing? That are just absolute, just the center of all things gay. And I don't get it. I don't understand. Maybe I'm going to throw this out there. Maybe they're better Christians than I am. I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe they're better Christians than I am. But, when it comes to public spaces, public streets, sidewalks, things that are owned, by us all, letting one group, and albeit a very small percentage of the population, I mean, what would be at most, what is it, 2.5, 5? I don't know what the latest, national.
We looked that up before.
I think we've looked it up before. Maybe it's 5%. They say maybe 5% of the population's gay, and whatever it is. But I mean, so that means the other 95% are made to pay for, at least what the 5% support, or at least practice. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me, but I try to be commonsensical. So, whatever.
Approximately 1.6% to 2% of U.S. adults specifically identify as gay.
So, okay. So, let's say 2%.
When looking at the broader LGBTQ plus population, about 9 to 9.3%.
So 10% of the population.
Of
adult population. 10% of the adult population. That's a pretty high percentage, but it's still a very small percentage, and the majority
in the grand scheme of things
should not be paying for it. So anyway, whatever.
And then, like when they painted, like when they did out front City Hall, when they painted that flag,
they raised the flag. You see it a couple days ago.
Who cleans it up though?
Well, I mean,
who takes it off?
Who takes the graffiti off? Public Works puts it out there. Public Works, my tax dollars.
Right.
If somebody, and I'm not advocating this because it just causes more problems than it's worth. But, if somebody burns rubber on one, they go, oh my God, that's a hate crime. I'm like, it's a street. Yeah. I mean, it's a street. You're putting something on a street that cars drive over. And yes, the man meant to deface it, but it's still a street. And it's not more of a street.
Now you could say in every fucking city, every urban area, the street takeovers where they're fucking doing fucking donuts at every fucking intersection.
Well, I mean, so if I do a burnout on MLK Boulevard, is that a hate crime?
Some would say yes.
Okay, I'm sure. Makes no sense to me.
I'm sure some would say
it makes sense. It makes no sense. And I wouldn't do a burnout just because it was MLK Boulevard, but I'm just stretching. I'm just extending
Let me go a step further.
Deep thoughts.
A black man.
Why's he got to be black?
Hit a white sheriff's deputy and killed him.
Yeah.
On MLK Boulevard.
Okay. Is this a hypothetical?
No, that's fucking fact. It happened.
Okay.
So why is he not getting charged with a fucking hate crime?
Because it occurred on MLK Boulevard?
Or black against white?
Dude, I couldn't even.
You see what I'm saying?
Listen, I don't want to think about the logic, but
there is none.
I just struggle with this. If you want to have gay day,
which will roll, you don't want to deal with the logic, which will roll into our other local Skyline deal.
Oh yeah.
We'll roll into that because the logic, because of the judges and everything else, trying to grab the logic.
Well, and so you want to do it right now?
I mean, you can finish your thought, and then we'll just roll into it.
Yeah, that's how I was doing it. I mean, I don't struggle with it. I'm not depressed. I don't dwell on it a lot. But I remember companies back in the day, that they changed their logo and everything would be rainbow, and that seems to be dying away. And it seems to be, you want to be proud that you openly support that lifestyle, fine, have at it. But if you're actively supporting it and I'm ambivalent about it, don't get on your high horse and think somehow you're better than me.
That's where the problem lies.
That's a big no.
They're allowed to say, this is who I am, and I'm all about that.
That's right.
Be that.
But
when you say you don't agree with it, now you're the fucking asshole.
Well, I mean, I just say I have a different opinion about it. I'll be like, you can be gay, whatever, but when you try to tell me that I'm wrong,
that's the thing, is you're told that you're wrong
because I don't agree with it or I don't support it.
And it doesn't come from everyone. I mean, I don't think
I don't practice it. I mean, does that make you better?
I don't think it comes from everybody.
No. It comes from the radicals, and it's painting a broad brush here, and I don't necessarily mean to do it, but I do wonder about these people that such as Sean Martin here locally, that professes to be a happily married, maybe heterosexual, maybe human being. Yet he's got his freak on when it comes. I mean, why is he embracing so much and we have some school board members. I know that Jason Simmons, person we mentioned much, was a sponsor. I know we have a couple of other school board members whose families were sponsors of the picnic, the East Side picnic. And I'm really sorry, but it looks like the weather's going to suck. So I don't hope it rains, but I just, I'm not happy. I'm not unhappy that it's going to rain. So there you go. I mean, but because I personally don't think that township resources should be used for it. And they did ask for it. And one of the trustees advocated for it. And there was a lot of pushback from the community saying, I don't want my tax dollars supporting it. So they kind of shelved it. But I have a feeling, and call me crazy, but I have a feeling that there will be township resources used, whether it's a sheriff, whatever it is. And
all I'm saying is that there should be a receipt for the payment.
There should be a receipt for the payment for said sheriff.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I have a feeling that knowing how liberalism works is, next year, probably they won't ask. They'll just do it.
Right.
And, they'll slowly creep it in because that's how liberalism is. And, it starts with crap like that. And liberalism also manifests itself in the judicial system.
Yeah.
You like this? You like where I'm going?
That was a very good segue.
So we have here in Hamilton County, Ohio, we've had and it's a local tie-in because it's a local girl. We had a young woman who was working at a restaurant in Norwood, which is not in Anderson, but it is here in the heart of Cincinnati.
12 minutes from here.
Yeah, 12. That's an interesting number. It's not far. It's very close to the Board of Elections. I know a lot of people at the Board of Elections that go there frequent the Skyline. And a young man that had encounters with the judicial system, especially one very liberal judge who was elected.
I can't remember. I was trying to remember.
2, 4. We have a few years left on her term, but it doesn't matter. Judge Silverstein, who we mentioned her name before. So this young man had happened to be in her court earlier this year and was given a $5,000 10% bond. So he paid $500. He got out of jail. And just this other day, killed this young girl. And I have a buddy at the gym that came up to me today. And he said, thankfully, we're going to share a little bit of the news story on it. But the guy said, I was there and she was 5 feet from me. And I saw the whole attack. And then we chased the young man out of the restaurant because the guy fled. We chased him because
he's a coward.
We chased him to a credit union. The guy walked into the credit union, the vestibule, put his hands up, and said, I give up. And he flagged the police down because the police were at the restaurant, which is in the strip center.
Yeah.
So they flagged the police down. Hey, he's over here.
I was trying to place where it was.
Yeah.
And then it came to me. I was like, all right, because like Taco Casa and all that's in that same strip center.
And they flagged the police and directed the police to the guy. And the guy gave himself up and was arrested. But he told me, he said, look, he goes, it was horrible. He goes, I cannot get the sound.
That's scary, man.
He said, I can't get the sound. I said, what do you mean the sound? He said, he he attacked the poor girl, and I don't want to get too graphic because families are listening, and the girls.
I'm sure there's families listening.
Well,
to
the
this.
girl's family could be listening, and I want to listen. The young lady was
the family.
Was a Turpin grad. I believe she was a graduate at Turpin. She went to school at Turpin. She was a local Anderson girl. She was getting her life. I know the family that owns the restaurant. They told me the girl was really, trying to get her life in order. Had just signed up and gotten on the company insurance. And it's just a terrible tragedy. It's a terrible tragedy because I think my opinion is just another example. The system failed the girl. And I don't mean the police, because the young man had warrants for his arrests. And I don't mean that the police should have, been able to find him immediately. People can disappear. I'm not faulting the police here in any way, shape, or form. Our police are doing the best they can. But the fact of the matter is, this judge, who has a long history of being anti-police, ran on an anti-abortion, got tied up, got picked up in the hole when the Ohio legislature put the abortion issue on the ballot. So everybody and their mother came out and voted against that issue, and the candidate swept in with that power. But what I do fault, and I shared the picture, and you want to put that picture, I emailed you up.
Oh, you didn't tell me you emailed it.
That's all right. You told me to email you.
I know, but you were doing other things. You had to text your wife. You had 8 text messages from your wife.
I multitask all over the place. I'm multitasking right now.
God damn.
And so anyway, I do fault, and I'd like to call out the people that supported this judge. And I want to ask them, knowing now what we told you then, that this judge was unqualified, and this should not
multiple issues.
We've talked about her before. We've talked about her before.
Ad nauseum, actually.
Yeah, and that means a lot for 513 if he's listening. I want to ask if you supported this judge, or you gave money to the judge, and we'll put the list on the screen here. But some of the people on that screen, I know. I mean, I don't know personally because I don't like them, but right there, I see Iris Rowley. She's been in the news. Bonnie Dunkelman, big time liberal here in Anderson Township. Hey, Bonnie, how you doing? Who else is on that list?
Bonnie doesn't watch this.
I'm sure some of Bonnie's friends. Natalie Hastings, Jessica Cunningham, Ali Allspaw, Lindy DeMaria.
Greg Landsman.
U.S. Representative Greg Landsman. I know that state rep, where is she? Rachel Baker. I saw her there somewhere.
Charmaine McGuffey.
Charmaine,
lose my gun in my car multiple
times.
Mayor
McGuffey. Aftab Purval. Am I missing anybody jumping out at me here? I'm sure there's a couple more. Seth Walsh. These people hosted events for this judicial candidate who now in office. Was the soft on crime birds are coming home to roost. Do they owe?
What was it? The no bonds. What the fuck?
Well, OR bonds.
The no OR bonds.
Yeah, I mean she's a weak on crime, doesn't anti-police judge, and her courtroom has nothing to do with abortion. Yet that whole issue swept her into power. And, we had a great judge in that seat, Kirk Kissinger, who was hard on crime. And sadly, he got taken out by her, beaten by her during the election. And so this is what happens in communities where Democrat policies, Democrat endorsed liberal candidates, liberal judges who are soft on crime, anti-police, they affect your safety. So this young lady has 2 children, 6 and 8. They now do not have a mother. She was not living with her father, the husband.
I'm going to play the news story real quick.
And she was taking care of her father, who's not in good health. And now this family is dealing with this, and is a result of people supporting judges like this. And I think that the people that did, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and this might be edgy, but I think the people that are on that list, that put your name on that list, that wrote that candidate a check, that supported that candidate, nominated that candidate, that you should answer. You should write a letter to the girl's family and apologize.
Yeah.
Because you owe not only that girl an apology, you owe everybody in this community an apology, because You didn't give a shit about qualifications. You only cared about party affiliation, and you put this community at risk, and people have died for it. And it's about time people wake up and start calling out the people that support these liberal candidates and these liberal judges and put us all at risk. Said it.
Where's the Tylenol?
I mean, fuck it.
I'm
tired of it.
I agree. And it's not the first, which is the disgusting
and
part.
It's not just here.
Yeah.
It's not just here. I'm sorry. She was like 2023. Somebody texted me. A good supporter of the show.
All right, I'm going to play this new story real quick. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Just a quick glimpse because I think it's worth showcasing for the fact that Silverstein, as Andrew says, is a fucking idiot.
Stein.
A young mother of two killed while at work is now being remembered by her family and friends tonight. Thanks for joining us here at 4 o'clock. I'm Cherie Palillo.
And I'm Ashley Kirkland. 27-year-old Alyssa Hill died after being stabbed inside Skyline Chili during the lunch rush yesterday afternoon. And WLWT News 5's Aaron Thomas highlights how the community is honoring Hill and has the latest on the man charged with killing her. Aaron?
Yeah, hi, Ashley and Cherie. This is something that many here in the community are feeling right now. This Skyline Chili behind me in Norwood has been closed all day. And since we've been here, we've seen people dropping off their share of flowers and cards for this makeshift memorial. And we've seen several messages online and people speaking with us in person just about how great of a person Alyssa was. Hill leaves behind two children, ages 8 and 4 years old, as she was stabbed here at work around 12:30 yesterday afternoon. 37-year-old Rick Wright has been charged in connection to her murder. Court documents revealing that Wright was the victim's ex-boyfriend. Prosecuting attorney today points to Wright's prior criminal history as a reason for him to stay behind bars. A customer who frequently eats here at Skyline says Alyssa served his family countless times, and he will definitely miss her great service.
No matter how strange the order was, she still written it down. She still delivered. I mean, any other restaurant, they might give you a little side eye. There was nothing like that here. Everybody here is awesome.
And since we've been here, we have seen an endless flow of people constantly dropping by.
So I'm going to stop it there. I mean,
it's a long deal. But so somebody just texted me and said the owner of the Skyline, I don't know which one, but I don't know, speculate, was on the news, and he's incensed. He's calling for heads to roll, hold the legal system accountable.
the poor girl was at work doing what she's supposed to do,
doing work,
and not even and not that they need to have a police barrier there, whatever, but not protected at her place of employment.
Well,
Against just fucking
according to my gym mate guy at the gym that I know that I work out with. Not that I work out a lot, as you can tell, but still kind of swole.
let's not go overboard, but
whatever, swollish. The guy said that the perp was sitting, so he was in a booth watching
and just waiting,
and then waiting for the opportunity to do it. And he had a backpack, and I guess that's where his knife.
Well, hopefully they got witness statements for that, because then now fucking premeditation could be added into that.
I would think so. It wasn't
like
just
like
it
a
wasn't,
physical
it wasn't
premeditation.
It wasn't a crime of passion, like they say, involuntary or whatever. It's premeditated, which carries a different penalty.
So the Skyline, which is a local thing.
Tyler, I mean, don't get me started on that. I do want to talk about it if you want, but we don't have clips on it. But the Skyline in question, we'll get to that.
Yeah, for the audio listeners, this is from a Facebook post from Skyline Chili. It says Skyline Chili is devastated by the loss of its longtime server, Allie Hill. Norwood Skyline, owned by is it Maisla or Misla? Misla family, will donate 20% of the restaurant's sales for the week of June 8th through the 15th to an established fund that will directly benefit Allie's two children. Skyline has already contributed $25,000 to this fund, and their partners at Coca-Cola Consolidated have also contributed $25,000.
I mean,
I think that is absolutely amazing.
I mean, I got to tell you, that is lifting like McKee. I've got to tell you, that's a class act. The Misla family are great people. I know this has affected them a lot, and I will tell you this: I am going to make the concerted effort to eat every day next week at that Skyline, and I ask everybody, I'd love to see a line around the door I mean, and you know what? You can order to go, and even if you feel like you have to get something, I know that Facebook had a GoFundMe, I believe.
God,
is
I
what
hate
set up.
GoFundMe.
I don't like it either. They take a percentage.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Give, Send, Go is better, in my opinion.
Yes. No, I agree. I agree with that.
But people do the easy thing, and they think GoFundMe is the more popular. It's not. They take a percentage.
I would rather give straight cash.
But you know, I know that I guess maybe we can find the link and share it here. I didn't know we were going to be doing this, but
I mean,
It-
because
if
it hits close and it's here. I mean, we try to go local and then all over the
Well,
place,
but
but
here's
it's
the-
fucking huge because it's happening fucking everywhere.
well, that's right. It's not just
because of it.
here.
That's why
This
I wanted
is
to
an
focus
example. This is an example, and forgive us. Let us digress for a second and be centric. But it's not just here. This is happening all over the United States. These Democrat endorsed and supported candidates get in office, and whether they're qualified or not, the Democrat Party gets behind them, and it puts your safety at risk. I mean, can you name for me the last time you heard of people complaining about, and I'm sure there have been, but where Republican judges are soft on crime and they've been criticized for that?
I mean, not off the top of my head.
Because Republican judges run on the platform of law and order for the most part. And Democrat judges, Democrat candidates love the term social justice. When
Oh,
you hear
yeah,
the
yeah.
term social justice, the buzzword for social justice, they want to reimagine the police.
Mhm.
They want to reimagine the judicial system. And I'm not saying people
And that's
can't be-
typically the first thing.
What was the headline of the news story? The headline of the news story was the kid had multiple run-ins
Yes.
with law enforcement. Multiple. So he's been in the judicial
and
system.
had an active warrant.
He did have an active arrest warrant. The judicial system has touched that kid's life several times.
Yes.
And because of the liberal mindset, the liberal Democrat mindset of we can reform him. I'm not saying he can't be reformed, but at some point you have to hit him with a stick and not always give him the carrot. Be like, you be a good boy, or else next time we're going to be hard on you. And then what are you rewarding? You're rewarding bad behavior. He's like, fuck it, nothing's going to happen to me.
Well, let me pull the politics out of it. I can't.
No, it's not hot yet.
There's only
it hotter.
one. There's only one scenario where I could see myself physically taking somebody else's life,
What scenario is that? Just so I know to kind of avoid it.
and that is somebody fucking with Jill
Okay.
or Zoe
Well, I mean,
or my family.
So if I was taking a drink out of your refrigerator, you wouldn't kill me?
No, I may beat the brakes off of you. I'm not gonna kill you.
What if I was taking some food out of your fridge? Not a drink, food. What if it was pizza?
No, I think you need it.
What?
No, it's
Thanks,
just.
buddy.
I mean, the animalistic shit that this guy did.
Well, it's not just. Yeah, you're right. That
I
this
just
guy
can't.
did,
I just
but,
can't
mean,
imagine
how
that.
many videos.
I've been really fucking mad, Andrew. I've been really mad on runs,
dude.
on runs that I've been on where I've had a gun fucking pulled on me,
Oh.
you know, and shit like that over the course of my career,
Dude,
and
I've-
just out in the fucking street, somebody cuts you off, you get pissed off. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker.
I've got,
but I'm not really gonna fucking do it.
I've got stories of someone just sent me the link. It is on GoFundMe, which again, right now they're trying to raise $14,000. They've raised $6,000 of it.
That's fast.
That does not include the Missla's raising of 50 grand with Coca-Cola. Thank you, Coca-Cola. And thank you, Skyline. Thank you, Missla family. But look, there was a story that I didn't even touch on. There was a story, a dude, somebody shared it with me, stabbed a 66-year-old woman like 20 times. She died 20 times.
20 times
20 freaking times.
because
Once isn't enough.
once wasn't enough.
No, I don't know
Neither
how
was
big
5.
No, but the guy, you know, so my point in mentioning this, and it's happening all over. I mean, it's happening everywhere.
The chick in the subway,
The chick in the subway. How many times have we seen videos of people
and then
standing
you can't
on the
have
platform?
a mural. You can't have a mural
Yeah.
celebrating her.
We have the chick on
God
the
bless
subway.
America.
And how about a guy standing on a subway platform getting pushed in front of trains? That's happened several times. So there's a segment of society that does need to be locked up. There's predators and there's prey. And unless the job of the judicial system is to take the predators, the people that are preying upon the prey, brain, by the way. Yeah.
That's like, where are you going?
You got to take them out of society. They have demonstrated they don't want to live in the norms of society. So we have an obligation to remove them and incarcerate them. If you don't want to incarcerate them and the crime is heinous enough, you can always kill them. And I'm sorry that's going to sound tough. And I'm sorry that's not lovey-dovey. And I'm sorry that's going to offend you. I hope it does. But what about this girl's kids? What about this girl she was very young. I don't know her actual age. Do you have their age? Did it say on the report? She was very young. To me, she looked 19. I don't know how old she was, but she was very, very young. She just looked young. That's what it was. We need a fucking CCOT. I couldn't remember the fucking what?
The fucking the prison where all was it El Salvador?
Oh, that one Highmax prison?
Yeah.
Supermax?
Yeah, we need one of them. We need multiple of them.
Well, I mean, listen, we have prison space.
No, we don't.
Well, the reason our prison space is crowded.
And it's not just us. Around the country, we do not. That's why they're turning everybody away.
Well, wait a second. Because we closed the asylums and we're sending the insane
which is
to
exactly
prison.
where I was going to get.
So we need to reopen.
It's almost like we're
it's like
we're synced. We're synced.
It's like you completely. We need to remove the clinically insane from the prisons. That's not the place for them. We need to have insane asylums, make them great again, make them available again, and put the insane. Prison is not the place for insane people. Now, you say if you break crime, you must be insane. I disagree. There's a lot of people that know right from wrong. They choose wrong, and because it's easier, and because society has let them made it easier. So we need to make prisons again for the people that break the law. Make insane asylums for the people that are insane that need clinical help. And also break the law. So it's not like it's going to be a nice place. It can have bars.
It's not Club Med.
No, it's not. It's going to have bars, and it can be prison, but it's an asylum. And that's my opinion. What we've done, we closed the asylums. We said, if you're crazy and you keep breaking the law and being crazy, they're going to arrest you and put you in prison.
Or we're not going to arrest you. We're going to bring a social worker to you first. We're going to have a social worker who's untrained in law enforcement.
Yeah.
So,
at some point, people will get sick of this shit. I can't imagine what it's like. I mean, this just rocked this part of town. I think it has. I think it's really resonating with folks because, they're tired of, you send your kids out, you raise your children, you send your wife out, your loved ones out. Like you said, you would defend your family. That's the one thing where you could see taking a life. Well, I mean, I can't imagine how this family feels today. I just can't even imagine. And it's heartbreaking because it was preventable. If this kid was
that's the
biggest
key.
When this kid was in jail, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to kill this young woman. And the reason he was not in jail is because we have weak judges giving out weak sentences and being weak on crime because they want to curry favor with their liberal base who do not like law and order, who do not like police. And that's the reason that they got elected in the first place.
Yep.
So if you disagree with that, have your opinion, try to prove me wrong, have at it.
You can disagree with it.
You can disagree with it all day long. However,
I'm going to tell you, eat a bag of dicks.
Big ones. But everybody on that list, everybody that I mentioned their names. Did I mention you that State Rep Rachel Baker is running for re-election this year? I wonder if somebody
I did though.
I wonder if somebody would ask Rachel Baker. Hope she's listening. Hey, Rach, you regret supporting?
I love the fact that
do you regret the fact that you supported this judge? Do you feel like
you
own
because they have no fucking soul, Andrew.
They have a soul. It's just black and dark, I should say. And
we're gonna have our sponsor when you're done with your commentary.
When are people, Jason, let me ask you, when are people gonna have enough? I mean, when are people gonna wake up? When are people gonna say enough?
What it takes, Andrew, is somebody high levels family to be. And here, before we hit our sponsor, I'll tell you exactly why. Before we hit the sponsor. So years ago, before the opioid epidemic was an epidemic here, when I was a young fireman, paramedic, we weren't given Narcan nearly as much.
Right.
Narcan was, roughly $1.25 for a 3 milligram vial. And don't quote me on the numbers and don't fucking yell at me if you are a fireman paramedic, but it was roughly. Opioid epidemic hits, and one of our, and I cannot remember the name, but one of our state reps' kids overdosed and died.
And then it became
a fucking problem and an issue, and then it was all over the fucking news. Now we were getting those runs.
I see what you mean.
So once somebody high level is affected by this, so if this young lady was, let's just say, Mike DeWine's fucking daughter, and it happened, who's our current governor now,
that would be a that would be a
they would break
point.
They would stomp down crime like it was nobody's fucking business. But because it's a normal person, it's just, and murders happen every day, and I get it. But when you say, when are people going to have enough? It's when the right person is affected to inflect that change.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think that you have a valid point, and I was going to try to make a donation, but I'll make it later for that GoFundMe. But and the reason I don't like GoFundMe is because I was going to make a donation, and 16%, they asked for, if you want to add on 16%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty high percentage.
Fuck GoFundMe.
Well, but then I think they take it out of what they give the people.
Yeah, it comes right off the top.
So, I mean, I have a problem with that. Yeah. I prefer.
This isn't a GoFundMe podcast.
No.
Finish your thought.
No, I know, but it's just a side note. I think what
your
you said,
fucking ADD kicked in.
I think what you said is right, but there's a lot of people out here. There's voters out here, and there's this is average America. The girl was supporting her family, not her 2 kids alone, her father, and she was working her ass off, and she's dead. And that's bullshit. And that could have been your daughter. It could have been anyone's daughter out there. She wasn't out, in a freaking heroin den doing a line of whatever. She was literally doing what she was doing what you're supposed to do, going to work, contributing to society, and supporting her family. And for that, she was killed. Yep. Bullshit.
We're going to hear from our sponsor real quick, regroup, and then we'll be right back.
Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care in America. Behind each statistic is a face, a story, and often a heartbreaking message. It's not my fault. The Varner Foundation for Children and Families was created in 2020 to change this reality. They don't just raise awareness about the foster care crisis, they take action. When local agencies can't meet a child's need, the Varner Foundation steps in. From providing essential resources to foster families to supporting children who've experienced trauma, they're building a network of hope. Every donation, every partnership, every act of support creates ripples of healing in a child's life. These aren't just statistics, they're futures being restored. One child at a time. Visit varnerfoundation.org and be the difference in a child's life, where 100% of all donations go directly to families in need. 100%. Because every child deserves to know you matter, you're valued, and it's not your fault.
Great commercial.
Who made that commercial?
I don't know, some genius.
We're actually.
I got to get back on.
We're actually going to see Mr. Varner here in probably about a half an hour, 45 minutes.
I got to start working on AI some more. I feel like I'm AI short.
You're AI short.
I actually, so
you've done very well though. For somebody that's not trained.
I'm glad that you like it. I mean, seriously, I'm glad that you like it. I mean, I had some fun with it, but I'm gonna try to have some more fun with it. Maybe turn Soren's eye onto the other gaze, cast my gaze somewhere else.
Sora's gone.
Sora from Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
big eye in the thing.
So Sora was a fucking AI app. It's gone now.
It's gone. Got gobbled up.
It was around for like 7 seconds. Gone. Let's talk about our commander in chief.
Oh yeah, with the thumbnail.
Trump confirms.
Sorry, we didn't open with that.
The crazy net. No, I like to put him like kind of in the middle. But no, that was a big local deal that we needed to talk about. He confirms crazy Netanyahu clash as questions mount over to push to hold fire on Hezbollah terrorists.
He was on a podcast talking about that with Miranda Devine. I listened to it.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I heard he was going to be on it.
Yeah, no, he went on it. He didn't duck any questions. He went on it.
So when I first saw this, I was like, surely this isn't. I mean,
can't be real.
I could see it being real, but I'm like, surely not. And don't call me Shirley, but
Stop. Why are you calling me Shirley?
it was fucking right. And I love it. And he confirmed it.
Yeah, he confirmed it. But I mean, I love, well, how should I say this? Everyone's going to be like, you just love Trump.
No, he's tired of the bullshit. Like, we're trying to get some shit done and you keep fucking it up. So stop.
This is how Trump, see, I think Trump's the kind of guy. I mean, you have friends that you're like, you know what? You can have a friend that's like, screw you, buddy. And then 2 seconds later, you're cool.
Right.
You're just cool. Usually it's not a girl.
Right.
Because they don't operate the same way. I mean, God, no disrespect. That's not a misogynistic comment. But you guys know what I'm talking about. You can be with your buddy and you guys could either be, having a game of whatever and you're about to kill each other. And 2 seconds later, it's over or you disagree vehemently on an issue, whatever, right? And then 2 seconds later, it's over. You forget about it. You don't even remember it. Women don't operate that way. They're wired completely different. But
they fucking scare me, actually.
I think, well, they should. Petrified.
Yes.
But I think Trump is just, he's close enough with Netanyahu that he can talk to him like that. And it doesn't mean that, I don't believe that there's any fracture in the U.S.-Israeli, relationship. I think Trump's like, look, dude, you're making it hard on me here. And the proof of that is Congress today, we had some Republicans go over the aisle and vote with Democrats to try to limit Trump's ability to wage war in Iran. I got a lot of feelings on that. It's a lot of podcasts. I don't think we should, I don't think it can be covered today, but I think I'll just say this. I think probably the worst thing the United States could do right now. You can debate whether we should have gone in. You can debate all that, and that's fine. I guess time will tell. But I think the worst thing we can do right now is say, okay, we're done. We're leaving. And just stop. I think that's the worst thing we can do. I just do. That's my personal gut.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, and it's just like anything else, but like with him, sometimes your buddy just needs that smack in the face.
Sure. Sure. What would you prefer?
So when he says you're fucking crazy,
yeah,
and he told him he should be in prison.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me ask you a question.
He said everybody hates you.
Does that sound? Well, first of all, you got to remember Trump's from New York and they kind of talk like that.
Right.
But I remember the one phrase, the phrase I remember growing up in New York. Yeah, I don't know if you know this. I was actually born in New York.
I don't think they did that right after. I don't think they did that thumbs
up
right after.
I think it's stock.
It probably took a day. I know it's stock, but I'm just saying.
Do you know the phrase in New York that I remember growing up? The one phrase that I think it's New York centric. Because everyone I've met from New York says it. So when you're having a problem with somebody, instead of saying shut up or whatever, you know what they say in New York? Drop dead.
Drop dead.
They say drop dead. If you ever met someone
drop dead or get lost?
Yeah, I've heard drop dead a lot more.
Oh yeah.
So I'd like to ask Zeke if that's true. If he heard that, I'm sure he has. But I mean, drop dead is the phrase, and I remember we moved from New York to Texas, and that was a culture shock.
God,
and, the first time you said drop dead in Texas, you say drop dead in Texas, somebody may kill you.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
Somebody's pulling a gun.
But that's the New Yorker and Trump. And I think that, for the people that argue that, I've heard so many people, I have a friend he posts a lot of really dumb stuff, but that's his right. He's like, Trump is Bibi's bitch, and he, the Israelis own Trump's ass, and yada, yada, yada. I mean, if that were true, would that phone call have occurred?
No. I think, Trump knows how to play the game, and Netanyahu knows how to play the game. So this is like a chess match between those two idiots while we're still having an issue, a skirmish over here. But I can see where Trump's getting frustrated because Israel just keeps fucking escalating it.
Well, Israel's making it tough. Like every time they do something against Hezbollah, and they are doing daily things. I think was it over the weekend? They sent a missile through a guy's window. Hey, Habib, are you here?
Wake up.
Uber missile. I'm like, telegram for Mr. Habib. Yeah,
the old Saturday Night Live.
Land shark.
Land shark.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, hello, Mr. Habib here. Yeah, he's in the other room. Hold on a second. And they're like, whoosh, boom. So he's and Hezbollah is a proxy for Iran. So
Good work, Jill. Good work, Jill.
They are making it hard, but this whole Iran situation. I mean, everyone keeps saying they're days away from running out of places to put their oil. I think they're personally just dumping the oil out on the ground, which they can do. Everyone's like, well, they can't store it. Well, what's going to keep them from just opening the spigots and letting it flow on the sand? You think they care?
No,
because they can't stop pumping it. So if they're just letting it out on the sand, that's better for them than just turning the spigot off.
I'm pretty sure they don't have an EPA like we do.
I'm pretty sure they don't. So I still my goal for this whole conflict has not changed, and I said it day one. I would like to know, where's the crown prince? I mean, I remember early on he was like, "Yay, I'm coming back."
And where's the supreme leader?
Well, which one? There's a piece of him over there. There's a piece of him over there.
Well, then supposedly, you got one with an arm blown off.
I think an arm.
The gay one.
Yeah, he's gay. Not the Happy Pride Month.
But nobody's seen him. Nobody's heard from him.
Well, but
they're hiding him.
My question, because early on, the crown prince, they had him out. He was doing radio spots. He's like, I'm going back to Iran and I'm blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Personally, and I'm not an expert. I mean, trust me, everyone 513 will pin. I think a good idea is if that, and I know they tried to give some weapons to the Kurds, and the Kurds were going to help the Iranians, and then I think that fell through because I think the Kurds were stealing weapons. I don't really know the specifics of it, but I haven't heard a lot of the Kurds then. But I thought that the plan was to maybe take 1 or 2 cities over, right, and then let the crown prince go into those cities, and then maybe there'd be a groundswell of support across the country for, basically they're going to have to go through a revolution again, bloodless or not. I just would like to know, I would like to see, I don't want to see the people in charge stay in charge after this is all over.
What I don't want to see is our boots on the ground.
No, I don't
any
either.
more,
I don't think you would.
Any more than what may be there now.
I don't think you will, but Lord knows what's going to happen.
That's my biggest fear with this. But I mean, I don't. But
I
personally don't disagree with this.
I don't want
action.
us to pull out. Right. I don't want us to just pull out. Look, it's kind of like, I mean, you're either pregnant or you're not. You're not halfway pregnant. So we're kind of pregnant right now, and I don't think that us pulling out serves us.
We need to make sure that nation
that said pregnant pulling out, but I don't think pulling out right now. Say it again.
Never heard of her.
I don't think that's a good. I just don't think that that's a smart long-term tact but they're not done. They're like, hey, let's just keep ignoring this. Let's keep not doing it with the Americans, because in the midterms, there's going to be a new Congress, and maybe they'll be more receptive to helping or being anti-Trump, and we'll just, we'll win that way. And that's a real possibility. That is a real possibility.
We cannot allow them to have
the
nuclear
midterms,
fucking weapons.
No, we can't. But the midterms are literally, you know what I realized today? It is 6 freaking months into the year.
Yep.
Just seems like Christmas, man. Pasco, never. It is 6 months into the year, and I mean, where has the year gone? It's like I woke up and it's June. I'm like, wait a second.
I know I'm not going to be a fireman here soon.
Yeah,
it's fucking coming fast.
Coming like a freight train. But your pool's not open yet.
You're right.
That sucks.
You're right. I'm not getting into that.
How are your dues?
I'm not getting into that. I'm not having that discussion with you.
Not on the air.
Not on the interwebs.
Speaking of, we had another story we were going to touch on.
Oh, our friend,
Law and Order.
Our friend Don Lemon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hit that one.
Well, this
quick.
is Law and Order.
Yeah.
This has something to do. This ties very closely into our discussion.
Out of Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Yeah, go ahead. And,
it's weird.
Go ahead. And,
dozens of anti-ICE protesters won't face state charges for storming Minnesota church service, prosecutor says. So this is the one, if you guys don't remember, that Don Lemon was part of.
Don Lemon.
And everybody was up in arms.
Yeah.
These fucking, to me, these terrorists barged into a church service and were protesting, and so Don Lemon was the face.
Interrupting a service, harassing the participants of the service, harassing the priest, pastor, whatever he is.
Pastor, I believe.
And semantics. And at the end of the day, Don Lemon, who knew about it, who coordinated with the organizers, was charged. But again,
he was the face of the whole thing,
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's the only one that you saw getting perp walked
Yeah.
and all that, because it's done, as you say, Lemon. I like lemon, but the state is not pressing
the
charges.
state of Minnesota,
Right.
which
I still think is bullshit.
which
and
is
we
a
talked
liberal
about it, but
dump, which I'm not surprised by the state. I am fairly certain that they face federal charges. I think there were civil rights
I'm gonna get
violations.
further
I
down
think
in
it
the
was.
story,
I
but-
think there was freedom of religion. Their constitutional rights were violated because it interfered with their freedom of religion. I'm pretty sure that there were federal charges. The Justice Department's bringing federal charges against not only Lemon but the other protesters. So maybe it's just much ado about nothing. But it's just another example of liberal judges, liberal district, liberal prosecutors. We have a liberal prosecutor here in Hamilton County.
St. Paul's City Attorney Irene Cowell, K-A-L,
Does she hyphenate? No.
said in a statement Wednesday her office would not pursue charges, saying the available evidence did not support prosecution under Minnesota law.
Available evidence, all
Following-
the video evidence.
Following careful evaluation of the video footage, investigative reports, and other available materials, prosecutors determined that the current evidence is insufficient to meet the standard for criminal charges under Minnesota state statutes.
Okay.
So let me scroll down a little bit for it. Federal prosecutors have already charged 39 people,
Good.
including Lemon
Good.
and another independent journalist, with civil rights violations tied to. And I was curious, like, what they were charging with, but
Yeah, I mean, well, they.
I mean, the
violated this.
federal cases are still pending, but I still think it's horse shit.
Well, that's elections have consequences, and in Minnesota, it's a liberal shithole, and they elected a liberal shithole governor, and they elected liberals down the line. It's a Democrat state. It's a blue state. They're not going to be hard on crime.
The
I
city,
will ask you this: if it was, let's say that was Glenn Beck, or pick a conservative guy, right? Who's the young reporter?
oh, Jesse Waters.
Or Jesse
Start
Waters.
Jesse Waters,
or
that's a
the
good
young,
one.
the young guy that found all the fraud. His name escapes
Nick
me.
Shirley.
Nick Shirley goes in, interrupts let's say Nick Shirley, and they have a church like St. Timothy. Let's call it Church St. Timothy's in Minnesota. And they're having a service. Let's say there's a gay wedding, and Nick Shirley goes in and interrupts a gay service up in Minnesota. Do you think that and it's on film, right? Because he's a journalist, right? He's the same thing as Lemon, almost
Right.
the same damn thing.
Well, yeah, because
Lemon
was
doesn't have-
he was unemployed,
He's unemployed. He doesn't have CNN behind
so
his
now
name.
he's independent.
So Nick Shirley goes into a left-leaning liberal church, interrupts a service of a bunch of lefties. Do you think that the same statement would be said by the prosecutor in Minnesota?
Absolutely fucking not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. City's prosecutors' decisions drew a sharp rebuke from leaders at City's church, where demonstrators interrupt. That's the name of the church.
Yeah.
According to the St. Paul City Attorney's logic, it is perfectly fine for agitators to invade a mosque, a cathedral, or a temple, intimidate
Oh my God. I didn't even think of that.
intimidate the families and children inside, and shut down their religious gathering.
Oh
Just
my
call
God.
it a protest, lead pastor Jonathan Parnell said. I don't disagree with that statement whatsoever.
I'll tell you right now, you think about that, Jason. That is a great point. What would happen if somebody, a right-wing group or right-wing, same guy, Nick Shirley, went in and interrupted a mosque? Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Would they even have a trial, or would they just take him out and shoot him?
They'd have been electrocuted already.
I know. So my point is the double standards
So-
stark, but thankfully the feds will keep their charges.
And just to refresh, the protest targeted the church after activists learned that one of the pastors also served as an ICE agent.
I mean, he cooperated with ICE. It's not like he was out arresting people. He did
Agitators
something. He cooperated with
Were
ICE.
heard in videos chanting "Justice for Renee Good,"
Hmm.
referencing the fatal shooting at 37.
Who was Renee Good? Because I don't remember.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, so I saw that and I was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me!" Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how the judicial system works completely. I've just been on the wrong side a couple times.
You've watched Perry Mason a time or two,
I have watched it with my grandfather. It was a great show.
and Law and Order. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh shit! What
Dun,
else?
dun.
What else do we have? Let's talk real quick about California. I just want your thoughts.
California.
I just want your thoughts, and then we'll
knows
dial
how
it
to
down.
party.
Between Hilton in the governor race. Jesus Christ.
In the city.
You're fucking ADD.
I love
so
that song.
fucking crazy.
But go ahead.
I heard
They're still counting votes.
I heard an interview, but I heard it like his speech, and he brought up Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I don't know if you heard it or not. He was like, I don't know if you guys remember, there was, another immigrant that was governor, and he told me I was wearing the wrong jacket, and I can't remember. I was listening to it, so I didn't see, but I guess he pulled out like an American flag jacket or some shit like that. But he's like, no, I'm a proud American, because he's
Naturalized.
Yeah, naturalized. Thank you. But I don't know much about the other people. I've only heard his name for the most part.
Hilton's?
But you have that going on in California, and then obviously it was taking over the news was fucking LA's mayoral race, and Pratt did way better than I thought he was going to do.
Well, they're trying. Look, so
was it 34 point something to 30 point something? I mean, it was close.
Closer.
It was only like 20,000 votes difference between Bass and him.
So they're still counting votes, and they're going to be counting votes. And I don't understand how it takes California so long to do a simple job. Florida had an election.
The city,
they knew that,
and that's just a city.
LA should have, LA definitely. People are laughing. This is the United States of America. It's 2026. And, they can't seem to get in these mostly, almost predominantly blue states. They can't seem to figure out how to vote. Now, I'm young enough or old enough to remember Election Day was one day. We walked in, or they walked into a booth, they closed the curtain, they voted, they left. It was usually at the elementary school because we'd always look at the machines while we're at lunch. But and you knew that night or very shortly the next day. I just not Pappas singing it. It doesn't restore your confidence in the system, does it?
No,
if you find
not.
out, and how is it? Riddle me this, Batman. How is it that it's seemingly miraculously, almost oddly, that all the votes that come in late seem to favor who?
The Democrats.
How is that possible?
And they literally said, and I was listening to Drinking Bros podcast, and they said that they played some news story or some, from some news outlet, and I don't know where they got it, but it was interesting because the guy said, we're expecting late night deliveries. And then they talked the exact same thing that you just said, which is funny because I know you don't listen to Drinking Bros.
I don't, but that doesn't, it's.
And they brought up the same fucking point.
It's not rocket science here. So, I mean, remember the election when the results, not to spread conspiracy theories, I'm just talking about with the numbers. You looked at the Biden-Trump election, and they closed the polls, they stopped counting, and then the next day at 4 a.m. they started counting again, and there was just a really straight line straight up for Biden. But statistics would tell you, I mean, just a casual observer to statistics, and that's how they call races. A lot of people say, why are they calling this race when it's only 40% in? Because the trend is established. So you start opening votes, right? And you see that John is ahead of Bill by 30%, or the votes are coming in, and statistically the trends continue. It's not like, yes, they come in from everywhere, and we're waiting for Palisades or whatever to turn in their votes. The votes are coming in, especially in the gubernatorial race, they're coming in from all over the state. So statistically, that trend will continue. And when you have aberrations where one candidate suddenly gets 90% of the vote, that's outside the statistical possibilities. That should not happen.
Right.
And so when 90% of the late votes is going to favor the Democrat candidate here and change potentially the results of what was reported on Election Day, people naturally, and I think rightly, have a gross suspect of the results. Look, if voting doesn't matter, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, why are we doing this?
The faith in the voting, voting process is gone.
Well, the
I hate saying that. I mean, I'm still going to do it.
Yes,
but you can't trust it.
A free and fair election is a pillar of a representative republic. And if we lose that, we lose everything. So, California, you're spending billions of dollars on a train that doesn't go anywhere, hasn't run. You seem to waste money hands over fist for illegals and everything else, homeless people.
You try to arrest and jail your firemen who were trying to do their job and could not do it because the city would not allow them to do it.
You know, I heard something about Bass. You know, they're saying her and Gavin were out there saying, you know, the reservoir is full. They flew a drone over that reservoir.
It wasn't. It was empty as fuck. I showed a picture of it on this podcast.
It's still empty.
Yeah,
it's still empty.
And this is shit.
Well after the fire. The fire is like, you know, that shit burned, and it's maybe they're like, hey, fuck it. There's nothing left to burn, so we don't need any water. Maybe that's the attitude.
Yeah, all the vegetation, it's just dirt.
It's just gone. But I mean,
and now people can't fucking rebuild because they can't get the permits,
and they were like,
their insurance is fucked.
And we're gonna fast track the permits. Look, I don't. You say what you want about the guy, but he gave it a great running. I hope he pulls it out because people are just tired. And
like he said, a percentage of what he was thinking the votes that he was getting that should have went to Bass came to him, and it was through, you know, he has people fucking doing his stats.
He's got peeps,
his stats and whatever. But he pulled a shit ton of Democrats into his quote unquote Republican camp. But he straight up said, he goes, I'm representing the fucking people.
He's not a Republican.
No,
I mean, I'll say
he's running on the ticket,
he's
but he's
running
not
on the ticket because you have to run as one or the other. And
right.
I don't even know if he's running as a Republican. He might be an independent.
He physically said, like, I'm registered Republican.
Okay, because he had to pick one. He wouldn't get the
But
Democrat.
he was like, I'm running for the fucking people. But he said, I had a ton of Democrats, and he knows from his background a lot of heavy hitters. I mean, and he was like, we have 5 months to just keep pushing this.
Well, I hope the shenanigans are done. I hope the results stay as they were trending and they were reported, at least the election day results. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, we need serious. I think personally, we need federal election reform they're going to try for federal elections. That was a state election. But, you know, if we demonstrate that the federal elections are fair, devoid of fraud, the guy, I forget, who's the guy that I got his picture with? He escapes me. Talk on it. But he went up to a house. James O'Keefe goes up to a house, and the guy's like, and he asked for so-and-so, and the guy's like, no, but I've been getting her mail for like 4 years. And the guy goes, and I even got her ballot. The guy, and James O'Keefe goes, what do you mean you got her ballot? He goes, yeah, they mailed me her ballot. And the guy could have easily have turned in her ballot and voted for her. And I mean, that goes on in California all over the place. So I just, you know, losing confidence in the election process is probably the most dangerous thing for this country, because then, I mean, like I said, why are we even bothering? I mean, we just screw it. I mean, what's the point?
It's been a slow go, but it's continually gotten worse. It started with the hanging chads.
No, I remember that guy. He was like, first of all, the guy you wouldn't get in a car and drive with because his eyes were like cross-eyed. No disrespect to him, but literally he had like the lazy eye. And this is a guy that is holding the Chad up. Now, for the younger people, they're like, what is he talking about? Is he on crack? Dude, the Lieberman Gore, the Gore Lieberman was it Bush? Yeah, it was Bush. In Florida, and they're trying to discern if somebody tried to put a poker through the card and just couldn't push it through that really tough paper, right? And I'm like, oh, and so you had lazy eye over there going, and I'm like, could you pick somebody else? You pick the guy. How about the guy without glasses? How about that guy?
Which it makes me laugh because we were talking about this at the firehouse the other day.
That's so funny.
And nobody that I work with outside of my upper echelon remembered having to poke through the paper and vote that way.
No.
And just like when I took my paramedic test, it was on Scantron.
Oh, was it Scantron?
And they have no idea what a fucking Scantron is.
So for the
I'm like, bring your number 2 pencil.
So the way we used to vote, and this was here in Ohio. We did this here in Ohio. The way you used to vote, you had a card and it had a slot, and it was a bunch of little squares, perforated squares. You slid the card down into the voting machine, and you flip the pages, and a hole. If you want to vote for one candidate, you put a poker through the hole.
Yep.
And then you took your card when you were done voting, you removed it from the little holder thingy, and you then took it over and fed it in a machine. So that was how they had it in California. Well, the good thing is there's a paper trail, there's a paper ballot, so they can always pull the box and recount the votes, retabulate the votes. The bad thing is that in California, in Florida, it was in Florida.
Florida.
In
I was
Florida,
wondering why you said
and it was
California.
coming down to just a few votes, and they were just, and it was in, I forget the county. Was it Port Lucie? I forget where it was. But I mean, people forget that. And that's the way we used to vote.
That's how it started.
That's how it started. Scantrons was a little page, little thin. Was it green or red? I can't remember.
It depended.
And
What version?
Yeah. And so you had little bubbles, and you had your answer. You'd blacken in a little bubble.
Yep.
The way you vote now, at least here in Ohio, I don't know how everyone else
I wish I
votes.
could see my SAT Scantron. And how good I filled the bubbles in,
What did
because
you-
I was
so back in the
drunk
day-
as shit when I took it.
That's great. What did you score? Do you remember?
It was high. I don't remember exactly, but it was surprisingly high.
Was it? I have no idea.
Fuck, dude, I'm 46, dude.
I can remember mine.
I don't remember why.
That's fine. Whatever. It's fine. Now they've got.
I got a 30 on my ACT.
I see. We didn't take ACT.
I took them both.
We
My
didn't-
parents
we
made me
didn't
take them
we
both.
didn't do that. But anyway, it's just. I hope that the states and the problem is that voting. Let's be clear. Voting is up to the states. State legislatures control the voting in the states, not the federal government. The federal government may have an argument on federal elections, and that's where we're talking about here. If the feds can come in and mandate federal elections, but your state elections are run and managed by the state. And until the people of California say, you know what, we demand, if you can spend how many hundreds of billions of dollars that they wasted on that train, how about you how about you do this? How about Gavin Newsom's wife give up some of the money that she's sucking out of that non-for-profit that she's running, that she sucked like half the money out. And how about she say, you know what, I'm going to donate that money to have free or at least fair elections in California, because they don't want them.
We don't have Dano today, but
yeah, they were right with red bubbles. That's right. They were. I thought the white. I couldn't remember.
some of them were green. Just depending on
Some
what
were
version.
green, right.
Depending on what version you had. Your
God,
teacher had
that-
to put
that-
what version.
They'd put if you're a god and you say the word Scantron, you're like, shit, did I forget about a test?
We don't have Dano. He was missed. Hopefully, and we haven't talked schedules, but hopefully Monday could be our next one.
Yeah, that's
We'll
fine.
figure it out. We won't be back before, but everybody wish Jill Billy 007 a happy birthday on Sunday. Shoot her a text, Facebook or Instagrammer. And then hopefully we'll see you guys Monday. But remember, hammer the like button. Tell somebody you love about this phenomenal show. And we'll see you guys. We love you. Keep sending us stuff, and we love you for it. Later.
You're so old. You.